Today's guest is a ball of positive energy who loves to live life to its fullest. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Thank you so much for having me. I was so excited actually when you contacted me to be part of The Wealthy Life, because the last time I played with you on television, I had so much fun. So, you know,
I did too. It was a blast.
It was so much fun. I was the host of Go Island here on Vancouver Island, our favorite magazine show, for many, many years. And I had so many different co-hosts over the years, but the day that you and I got together and played at the home show and talked and laughed, it was so much fun. So thanks for having me.
And I got a bit of a break because it wasn't all about numbers and money. It was about all the other life things that
you
are so
more
important.
than just a smart financial advisor.
Oh, stop.
You are, seriously, you've got such a gift. You're so funny and so full of life, which is why I think what you do for other people is so infectious. People love you and trust you. So thanks for having me.
Well, thanks, Karen. I'm hoping to help you as well.
Yeah.
Now, you have a very interesting career. Tell me how you got started in television.
Well, I knew I wanted to work in media. So I actually got my degree in creative writing and a diploma in journalism at the same time, because UBC had that program where you could get a double major. And when I graduated, I actually spent the first couple of years writing. And then I decided that I really wanted to work in television. I had a background in theater. I loved the idea of developing a relationship with the viewer through the lens. I loved the idea of using visuals and sound ups. And so I started volunteering with Shaw, because back then, you know, you could go and sit and hold the camera and do all sorts of fun things through community TV.
So you just learned by doing.
Learned. It was such a fun experience. And I fell in love with local storytelling, so I stayed.
Well, you're obviously very passionate about it. What does retirement look like for you then?
Well, it's very interesting that you asked that, because I actually resigned from my job at Shaw 5 months ago to complete my master's degree in communications. And when I resigned, it was just so hard to say goodbye to my colleagues, my viewers. But what I missed the most was the work. And I learned about a week after I quit that I love working. And I really don't want to retire. But I do love the idea of having financial freedom.
Yes.
So I need a goal. I need to find a way to have a deadline that honors my values, so that I can reach those goals. But you won't see me on a cruise, girl.
Well, it's great to live life to its fullest and have a lot of fun at the same time. But financial freedom is key. What happens if you can't work? What if you get to a point later in life where you just don't have the energy anymore?
Well, here is an interesting observation, because when I left Shaw, I thought that I would do some freelance work and money would keep going. And I did put money aside to leave, but not nearly enough. And I'm telling you the stress it caused me, because my washing machine and my dishwasher and my stove all broke down within 3 months. So our emergency savings account was gone. And we were out of money. And all our credit cards started getting maxed out. And I had that stress and anxiety of not being prepared for that big life decision I made. And it really was a life lesson for me. So I'm so excited to be here today, because I need your wisdom, because I never want to find myself in this place again.
No, it's a terrible, stressful feeling. And then that can lead to all kinds of other things.
Yes.
And the most important thing in life is to be happy.
Yes.
Do what you love.
Yes.
If you could go back and tell a younger version of yourself, or young people today, a word of wisdom, what would it be?
Plan your life. Don't choose a career. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people think when they're young, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be an actress, I want to be a doctor. But it's so much bigger and more than that. You want to plan a life. How do you want to live? Are you the kind of person who loves to travel, or do you like stability? Do you want a white picket fence, or do you want to live in a brownstone in New York City? And a lot of that has to do with the kind of income you're going to make and the city you're going to choose to live in, and how that's going to play out.
And you want to visualize it and really feel what it would be like to achieve all of those things.
Yes. So many interns have come into the studio who've worked with me at Shaw TV, and they've said, do I have the talent? Can I make it? And I said, honey, it's going to take a lot more than talent. You got to have a drive. You got to be willing to work hard. You've got to be willing to work in little hick towns, and you have to be able to stay the course. And it might mean being poor for a while, but if you stay the course, eventually your dreams will be realized.
So what's your big question for me today?
Well, my big question for you today is, how do I create financial freedom with a strong deadline, strong motivation to get to that deadline, without that desire to retire?
And that is such a great question that a lot of our viewers have. Yeah. So don't go away. Find out some great tips to kickstart your savings program after the break.
The Wealthy Life is brought to you by investment dealer Raymond James. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
Welcome back. We're here to help Karen get motivated to save money. Now, that's not always easy to do, is it?
Well, I have found that because I'm not driven to retire, like so many of my friends, and like my brother-in-law wanted to retire at 54, and he did it. And he met his deadline beautifully. But I'm not motivated to retire, but I am motivated to be financially free. So I need to kind of shift my paradigm and learn how to do it, so I'm passionate and excited about it.
Well, it's funny because people who are really motivated to save for retirement tend to not love their job as you do. So they have a hard time, like they just want to get out of it.
That's right.
Okay, well, let's save, so I have enough money so I can stop.
Yeah.
What they're missing sometimes is living in the moment, and you really have to have a balance of the two.
Yeah, absolutely.
What keeps you up at night? What worries you?
Well, money should worry me, but it doesn't. What worries me, honestly, is that I won't live my life to the fullest. That I won't, I love this idea that I'm all used up at the end of my life, that I have done everything I'm supposed to do, that I'm called to do, and that I feel as if I have truly lived out my dreams.
And you don't want to get into a situation again where you don't have the financial resources to back you through a period of transition.
Well, what shocked me about this experience, and I'm serious, I've never gone through this to this degree, is how it affected my confidence. Leaving my job and focusing on my master's was an exciting transition. But as soon as the money started to dwindle, I found myself feeling anxious. And I found myself feeling that I wasn't worthy because I wasn't getting paid right now, and because the money wasn't in the bank. It affected my mojo and my confidence. And it really started to change my perspective of my own dreams, because I'm like, can I really do that? And it was simply because there wasn't money in the bank.
Well, I think the most important part and the important tip that I can give to all viewers is set smart goals. You have to have a goal. Without a goal, you're not going to be motivated to save. So retirement's not your goal. But maybe think about that feeling you had when you were unprepared.
Yes.
Maybe that's motivation enough to put a little bit more aside.
Yes.
Maybe you need something more exciting, though. Maybe it's a vacation. Maybe it's a vacation home. But setting SMART goals is important. And SMART, for those people who don't remember what that is, it's got to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and in a specific time horizon. And you talked earlier about having a deadline.
Yes.
So maybe start small and set yourself a little goal that you want to accomplish. Maybe it's buying a new outfit. Maybe it's buying a new washing machine. And you want it in 3 months. And you need that much money, and you're going to save for it. The other tip that I have is have automatic withdrawals out of your bank account.
Yeah.
Set it up so it electronically goes directly to a savings account and you don't even see it. It's like a bill payment.
Okay.
And figure out what you can afford. So sit down, and you need to do a financial plan with an advisor, and figure out what your extra cash is that you can move over into a savings account and have it just automatically be done for you, so you never think about it.
Love it.
So those are some tips. Karen, I really appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
So you're going to execute on one of those?
I absolutely am. And my daughter is moving to Australia. So as I'm talking to you, I had this aha moment that would be great to save up to go to Australia at Christmas time and spend like 3 whole weeks there. And so that's a great goal.
You've got a specific SMART goal set up.
I'm going to go down under.
Well, thanks, Karen, and stay tuned. Up next, find out what medical professionals know about money and how to have more of it.